So it's been a minute since I've recorded. It's been a while, actually. I don't really have a reason, so let's just move on from that. I saw that my first video actually did better than I thought. I haven't checked it for a while, and then I saw it had 3,000 views, and I had a lot of comments. And a lot of those comments went along the lines of, wow, I like this video. Can't wait for your next one. And then I got super guilty. So now I'm here making my next video. Bam. So now that I've returned, I have to change everything because I hate it. It doesn't represent who I am now, and it's old. It's over a year old. I'm gonna change everything. I'm at the channel right now. First thing we have to change, this fucking description. I hate it so much, and I don't know if I even use these links anymore. Yeah, I don't even use this Instagram. I think I use the same Twitter, so I'm just gonna keep that. I don't want you guys looking at my Twitter. I'm not very proud of my Twitter. How do I change this? You see, I'm such a professional, guys. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, I hope there's no, like, information I shouldn't be showing here. Alright, basic info, I'm guessing. So first of all, I don't like the fact that I use, like, these bullet points. I feel like it's too much. I think these things should just be a given. Just, you know. And I don't use howdy. I am Midwestern. And this whole section right here makes me look desperate, so we're gonna delete that. In fact, let's just delete everything. Alright? If you want to learn about me, watch my videos. Let's keep it really short and simple. Now, okay. That also makes me seem desperate, which is what I was criticizing myself for. Sweet and short to the point. Doesn't make me seem desperate. Doesn't make me seem anything, but, you know, I added a little smiley face so they know I'm friendly. Now this is done, we can focus on this ugly ass profile picture. So there's nothing inherently wrong with the profile picture I have now. I just think it's not good, or it doesn't like reflect how I am right now. That's kind of dramatic, but I especially don't like the white background. I think it pops out. Ignore that, I just hit something. So here I am redrawing it, or drawing a new one, I should say. I didn't quite follow what I drew last time. I still went for like that chibi easy to draw style because I didn't want to spend too much time on this drawing. I ended up spending like 2 hours on it, so yeah. So I didn't go for like the microphone thingy. I just went for like this little rock on kind of gesture because I thought that was cool. I guess my persona hasn't actually changed that much in over a year. I think the only thing that changed were the eyebrows and the pupil, but I think even the pupil might have been the same. They're a square now. And I just kind of made him more tired looking, a little bit more mellowed out. In the beginning, he was a very like energetic announcer kind of guy, but now he's still an announcer guy, but he's more laid back, more, you know, rested, just kind of to reflect my energy level. I would say I'm more of a toned down person now. I don't think I was ever that much of an energetic person. I just thought having an announcer persona was cool. He's less of a persona and more of just like an original character that represents me now. You could say like a mascot. So yeah, I still want to keep him like a smidgen like me. And that's why I don't have dot eyebrows. I wish I did. Actually, no, I don't wish that. I don't know why I said that. But I gave one. You're gonna see this when I color him later. But I gave him these. They didn't have it in the design before, but I gave him these like dark circles because I have really bad circles, and that's basically the only thing we have in common. I also have this like freckle above my left eye, which is the eye that, oh, is that the eye that he has? Is it his right eye or left eye? I think it's his right. But on my, it's okay. I have this freckle on my left eye, but he has it on his right because I did not think it that ahead. That I forgot to draw, so just imagine it. You're probably not gonna even notice because if I did draw it, it's just a profile picture, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, boo. And so I was looking at my old videos and I kind of hate myself for it. I don't want to be too much of a downer, but I could see how many times I undid. I don't know how to word that. And now I'm a little more confident with my line work. I don't undo as much, but I still undo a lot. But you know, it's more fluid. I'm more confident. I'm a better artist, I hope. I think I did better at coloring this time. Last time I was definitely trying to go for like this like pop art style, and I was trying to be really silly with it, and it didn't come through. It wasn't very silly. It didn't have much character, and I don't think this one has that much character as well. It's not like super expressive, but I think there's like a bigger, like you can tell what the vibe is trying to be or what the vibe is. So I'm going in, I'm coloring in with red and like a very bright color like I usually do. This is so that I can just like use a clipping layer to color over it with colors I want, and when I use the bright color, I can see if I've missed any spots. You know the routine if you watched my last video, but I'll explain it again. And then I chose a background color first. I actually ended up changing it, but I choose the sometimes it's good to choose a background color first, because then you can kind of play off of that and your colors in your background are more harmonious, and just overall it's a good tactic to use. Here I'm using blush and I'm coloring. I don't use the exact coloring palette I have from the reference. You can kind of see to the side. Editing me, if you will, please show it, because you only like zoom by it real quick. And yeah, his design didn't really change much, so I don't have anything to say about that. That hand, that was a pain to draw, but I think weirdly enough it was easier to draw than like a regular human hand, because it's put like chopped up into sections, so I can kind of think about how that works. It's a little more easier for me. I don't really have anything interesting to say about the coloring. I mean, like, I did it. Yay me. Flat coloring is just like a very mid part of drawing. It's just the most boring part in my opinion. I'd say my favorite part of drawing, I don't even know what my favorite part of drawing is. It's all kind of, you know, I just like having it finished. The process itself, it's like depends on the day, it depends on the mood. Oh, and you see here, try to give it this like, he has a metal hand, right? It's robotic. I was trying to find a way to make it like the shading look more metallic, and I did this thing I haven't done before where I kind of like make the shape of like the line art it's in. I don't know how to describe it, but then I like blended it in a little and I thought it would look really good. I might do that more. And then here I'm playing with the colors using different kind of like shading layers. I go back and forth throughout the video if I want to use that layer or not, and I don't know if I forgot if I ended up using it or not. And it's weird because I just finished drawing this like 10 minutes ago and I've already forgotten what I've done during it. Sometimes I just kind of go unconscious when drawing, as you can evidently. And the shading here, I had a lot of fun with it, but it did go through some phases. I redid it several times. First off, I'm just going off of the base shadows. I don't really change that much, but more of like what I built off of that base shadow changed. I'll see it here soon when I finish the base shadowing. I need to be more creative with my shadows. I always just go with like red and then something else. Like you see here, I go in with like a blue for the inner part of that shadow. I do this with some of my drawings sometimes, and it gives it like a nice pop of color and like really good contrast, especially if you have a drawing with a lot of warm colors. But I think I definitely overdid it for this kind of phase of the drawing. So you can see me not like you see me zooming out and looking at it and hating it. Like here, I think it's here where I'm like, oh, does this just look good? And then it doesn't look good, so I I reverse it. I turn it back to its original color. And then I do a technique where I go in with so the base color is like a saturated darker version of what I actually want, and I go with like a lighter version, and it gets this like cool, and I color it in, but I leave like the outer edge uncolored, and you get this kind of cool outline effect, and it just really looks good generally. So I did that, and I liked that, but it was also really boring with what I was trying to do. It's like I want to go for like a pop kind of color style, because I think that's what I was trying to attempt last time, and I kind of failed. The colors are okay, but I was trying to like really bring out that pop side. So I was experimenting with the halftones feature in the program I use, which is Krita, and I was struggling for a bit. I figured it out eventually, but I also didn't know what color should make the halftones to like complement it. And then I think I figured it out. I think it looks decent with the halftones. And I also wanted to add some contrasting colors. So I wanted to use either a green or a blue for the hair. I go for a green originally, and then I eventually change it to a blue. Cause before it just looked like his hair was green, and that's not what I was going for. So I changed this cool blue, and I tried to do like the same way I like shade with the way I did lighting, but then I didn't like that. So I went in and just reversed that, and then I did the halftones. And I was experimenting with the halftones. I think it looks good actually. I like the halftones. I really like using halftones in my work, kind of evidently. That's my new favorite word these days, evidently. It makes me sound so like refined, and I can use it in so many situations. I was also pretty glad with how I shaded like the metallic eye, like the robot eye. I don't know how to make glass look good, and I think it looked good this time, so I'm happy. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. The character art is done, but I wanted in to make the background more stand outish because it looked really empty to me. I think it still looks pretty empty, but I think it's way better than the one previously where it's just white. So I went in outlining it. I put like space between the character and the outline, and I think it's okay looking, but I didn't actually like how that looked. So you see me bleeding that and going back with just like a normal outline, and it's more boring, sure. I think I could have done more of the background, but I think overall it's a pretty good avatar. So here are the two profile pictures side by side. I would say this is a pretty clear improvement, and if you think otherwise, keep that to yourself because I will cry. Now that the avatar is done, it's time we fix these ugly ass sprites. So back in 2021 or 2022, one of those years, I made like 5 different sprites. I technically made more, but they were like very minor differences in the ones I didn't mention. And sprites are really good to use when you want to, show your reactions or, represent yourself instead of, it's a way better option than just like drawing each reaction image like individually, because that'll take forever. And I absolutely hate these sprites. I don't know what the hell is going through my mind when I drew them. They don't look anything like how I usually draw. And I dislike the hands, I dislike the face, I dislike practically everything. So here I am redrawing that. I decided I wanted to make a pngtuber instead because that would be a little more interesting, a little more interactive. And there's a lot of cool effects you can do with pngtubing. And so part of that process was me drawing the body, and I decided I was going to draw the body detached from the face, or like, draw the body without the face initially, because that way drawing, editing the body and editing the face would be a lot easier. I did not realize how many layers that would take doing it that way, because I also separated the eyes from the mouth, because in the program I was using, it was like you had 4 kind of frames of the same image where it was like eyes open, eyes closed, and then mouth open, mouth closed. So I had to like make like 4 versions of the same expression, but they're like very minor differences. And you get to see that later. So here I am drawing the body. I don't know why, but I was really struggling on the head shape. And even now, I don't know if I'm really happy with it. I was definitely going for a more cartoony look this time around, just like the avatar, because I wanted to get over with this quick. But alas, it did take me a multitude of hours. If you know me, you know I'm a very slow drawer, probably the slowest around. And I tried to draw quick, that's why I tried to draw cartoony, and then I end up taking like, it was like 1 hour and 45 minutes on the body alone, and then way more for the expressions. And I don't even have that many sprites in the end. So was it worth it? I'm not sure. I kind of sound more active than I did before because I just had some caffeine. My bad. So, yep, here's me working on the body. I was really nervous to make a pngtuber. I thought it'd be way more difficult than it was. It wasn't. I think I just caught that notion because of how hard I know it is to make like VTubing, but making the expressions is actually pretty easy. It was a lot of copy and pasting and like making minor edits. I only recorded me making the neutral expression because I knew it would take forever to make, or like, it wouldn't take forever, that's an exaggeration, but you wouldn't want to see me drawing those expressions. It was really boring. And like I said before, it was a lot of copy and pasting and making small changes. So you're not missing out on much. And it was kind of difficult. I mean, I think part of the reason it was difficult for me to draw the head was that I usually draw my head around the face, and I didn't have any face to go along this time, so I kind of had to think, go do something I wasn't used to. But I think it turned out fine. I don't think it sticks out too much. And it's just a sprite. It's just gonna be something in the corner that shows my expression while I draw. I do wish, however, that I don't know if this technology exists yet, but the program I use to make the pngtuber, pngtube, I think that's how you pronounce it, they don't read your expressions and like change the sprite according to expressions. You have to have like a hotkey set. So like whenever you want to switch to a certain sprite, you have to like press a button, and that feels so like, I don't know how to word it, but like not genuine when you like show emotions, because then you have to like actively think, oh shit, I'm laughing, I need to switch to my happy emote. So it is still like in progress, or in development program. So it's a feature that may come in the future. I'm definitely excited to see where this program develops, because it was really user friendly. It was so easy to use. Definitely recommend it if you want to make a pngtuber. And then here's me going to the shading. I was trying to be very sparing with the amount of blue I use for shading, so I only used like a little swatch. I think it turned out well. Last time in the avatar I went way too far with it and it looked really muddy and bad. So yeah. And here's me shading the hair, or lighting the hair. I'm still trying to figure out a good way to do that, but the way I did it right here, it's okay. I like duplicated it, and I on the bottom layer I made it a Gaussian blur, so it kind of looked like softer, and then I kind of used an airbrush to erase it and get this gradient. I went with blue originally, but I think it looked better with the warmer lighting because it matched the other colors better. So you see that, and then we're gonna swap right over to the next with me drawing the expression. So I'm only showing me drawing the neutral expression today, and it only took me not that long. It took me like 15 minutes to draw the expression and color it. And so today I managed to get 5 expressions done and 5 sprites for those expressions done. And so far that's all I have. I only have those 5 sprites. But it was pretty easy to draw to make those sprites now that I have them detached from the body. So if I ever do feel like it, I could make more in the future, but I think I'm just gonna stick with those 5 for now because I don't know what emotions I'll be expressing in the future. I mean, who does? So I go in and I line it first. I don't sketch it because faces for me are pretty easy to draw. And it's just, I don't know what to say, man. What do I say? Please don't stop watching. And yeah, like I said before, I have a combination, or the program I use is for each expression for the blinking you want one of the frames to be with the eyes closed, and then one of the frames to be with like the mouth closed. So here's me doing that. There wasn't anything particularly difficult about this process per se, but I did have to go back in for one of the sprites, and I had to resave everything because I forgot to draw his little freckle by his eye. And I had to do that for 2 of the sprites actually. That was not fun, but the freckle by the eye is super important to me, so it will not be leaving. If you see me drawing not the freckle, I have died and an imposter has taken my place. This is ironic because I did forget to draw the freckle in my avatar. So yeah, if I die and someone comes in and if they don't have the freckle by their eye, it's an imposter. That's how you know it's an imposter, and I'm dead. That's how you can tell. So I'm finishing that up, and then now I'm going to showcase what the pngtuber actually looks like, finished and in use. So I have my VTuber set up here in this program called pngtube. It was actually really easy to use. Basically, you just have a bunch of sprites and you look here and you change, yada yada. It was pretty user-friendly, I will admit. I definitely recommend it to anyone who wants to make a pngtuber. So I have 5 sprites, as you can see here, and this is my neutral face. But using some hotkeys, I can change my expression. So we have, happy. And we also, I hope I don't use this one much, but I also have an angry sprite who he vibrates very angrily when I talk. So that's kind of neat. And then I also have my sad sprite. He, he convinces me in more ways than one. And then finally, I have my side-eye sprite, solely to use when I am judging others. And that's my little showcase of my pngtuber. I hope you like it. So thank you for joining me this video, and thank you for making it this far. Hopefully I'll make more videos in the future now that I have some resources. And I hope to see you there. Bye! I don't really have a reason, fuck.